Hey, what's up guys, I'm a friendly tree. Lately I've been releasing videos about how to use Nina to punish different characters' moves on block. And a huge shout out to everyone who's been supportive through this. As long as you're enjoying the content, I'm going to keep making it. Today I thought I'd get into something a bit more specific. I want to talk about using Nina's uf+1 for Oki in Tekken 7. Oki or okizeme is the sort of pressure or the mix-up you put on a person after you've knocked them down. uf+1 is a normal hit launcher, so we're talking more about when you connect uf+1 while the opponent's in an airborne state. So you typically want to do this at the end of a juggle. I recommend doing it after about 7 hits after the launcher. If you look here, you can see that you can quite easily get the 7 hits, then do a dash, then uf+1. It is possible to do it after 8 hits, but it just becomes a bit trickier. So for consistency, 7 hits is pretty good to use, such as the videos here. Now why use uf+1? See these ground techniques? So let's look at quick back roll, or let's look at all the quick rolls. Notice that they're all back rolling, so Nina's not rolling to the side, she's getting up the same way. Quick recovery once again, she's getting up the same way. Quick back roll, the last one, still the same way. So the ground techniques have no effect if you've used an uf+1, you've spiked the opponent. Let's look at the stand-up techniques as they call it. So we've seen wake up backward, she stands up normally there. So she does a front roll. Still side rolls to the left. Still side rolls to the right. Still does the mid kick. Just point out there, notice it did not reach Nina. Still does the low kick. Notice that didn't reach Nina either. A little recovery kick. Well, pretty bad range anyway, isn't it? And the spring attack. A pretty new addition that a lot of people use a lot. It didn't reach either. Before I get more into different options, let's just have a look at moves that hit OTG. So forward 4 1+2. Sidestep down 2. We'll get into more detail of these moves a bit later, but just seeing they all hit OTG or on the ground. So if the opponent doesn't move, they hit. uf+1 it does not hit. Very good to know which moves will hit on the ground and which ones will not. Once again, uf+4 does not hit. Quarter circle forward 2 does hit. Alright, so the first option I want to talk about, and you've already seen a fair bit of it, is standing still. It's a passive option, you can read and react, and many wake up options with, like I showed with the attacks before. So let's go straight to the attacks, because the other options, they're all passive as well. You see how that whiffs? You can look, you can react, and try and launch. So as you saw there, Nina's 19 frame didn't work too well, but her 18 frame, up forward 2-1, that works very well. You've got heaps of time to react for an 18 frame punish there. What about the low option? Once again, heaps of time to react. Heaps of time to punish with an up forward 2-1. The recovery kick. So we know this isn't going to reach. Once again, heaps of time to react. So you can already see how just standing still can actually be quite a good offensive tool here. And what about the spring attack? Well, you already know this isn't going to reach. So you get a free 18 frame punish. Or you could do a 19 frame, but we know the 18 frames consistent there. It works on all of the offensive options the opponent can do. And juggle you saw before, right back into the same situation. See how easy it is? So if you've got an opponent that's very happy using spring kicks, you can keep doing that over and over. Okay, what about sidewalking? Now I'm specifically showing sidewalking left here, but both options work. Once again, a passive, able to react, forces lots of different whiffs. You get a lot of positional control with this too, because you can sidewalk, you can put your opponent near the wall. Okay, so let's have a look once again at the aggressive options. So that whiffs. Well, you see a 15 frame down for 2 doesn't work. 18 frame does. What about the low? Will it work the same? It whiffs. Look at that, I sidewalk a long way and I still have time to punish there. Okay, the recovery kick. Don't know why I did the 15 frame there. We knew it didn't work with the other option. But once again, heaps of time to do the 18 frame. And spring attack. Okay, this one has the most range. Look at that. Here's the interesting thing. Sidestep, walk forward a little bit, and you can get a back turn juggle. Ton of damage. Up forward 1. So this is the move that starts the Oki. Surprisingly, it's also very good to use as after the Oki. 26 frame mid, launches on hit as we said, safe on block. As we talked about before, it does not hit OTG. So what happens if they wake up backwards? So now we're doing offensive things, I'll show defensive options the opponent can do. So we see it reaches, if they're crouching, they get hit. So that's a 50-50, they have to get it right there. Be likewise for standing up, exact same thing. Forward roll, it hits and knocks them back. Side roll left, it whiffs. Side roll right, it also whiffs. Okay, what about the offensive options they have? Wake up mid kick, it trades. Wake up low kick, it also trades. Recovery kick, look at that, it evades the low and it launches. And what about a spring attack? Loses to a spring attack. So of those, it's only one offensive option that it loses to. Okay, up forward 4, very similar to up forward 1, 23 frame mid, plus 3 on hit though, not a normal hit launcher, still safe on launch. Does launch on counter hit. So that's the move there. A lot of people consider it a worse version of up forward 1. Look, if they back roll, as you saw just then, it completely whiffs. You see a recording here, they can get a full punish if they do a back roll. So that's a very risky option. If they stand up, what happens? Okay, so if they stand up, they have to block. So if they crouch, it becomes a 50-50. As you saw before, it's plus on hit, safe on block. Or if they do a front roll. So that hits once again. Side roll left, is it going to be the same as up forward 1? No, it hits. So up forward 4 will beat side roll left. A little bit inconsistent, but it does work. I must have got my timing a little bit off there. As you can see, it does work. Side roll right, be very nice if it hit here too. Unfortunately, it does not. Okay, what about the kicks? What about the aggressive options? Wake up mid, it beats it. Counter hit launches. For an easy juggle. You can get much better than that, of course. That was just a basic demonstration. The low, same deal. Beats it. Counter hit launches. What about the recovery kick? Recovery kick, the animation's at the end by the time it hits, so it does not counter hit launch, but it still hits. Spring attack, it trades. So off there, it beats all the aggressive options, except for the spring attack, which it trades with. Okay, forward 3. 15 frame mid, plus 8 on hit, counter hit launches, negative 14 on block though. But it does also hit OTG. You got to be careful with that negative 14 on block, because if they just stand up, they'll get hit by it. So that was it hitting on the ground. They back roll, they block it. You can see there's quite a fair bit of pushback, so it's kind of difficult. But they're forced into a 50-50 of these two options. Front roll, it hits. Side roll left. Once again it loses. So another option that doesn't beat side roll left, or side roll right. Okay, and the aggressive options. Counter hit launch. Below, also a counter hit launch. What about the recovery kick? Loses to the recovery kick. But that's not a big loss, is it? The risk reward there isn't huge. Not as bad as if they got a full 14 frame punish, especially the ones that can launch. Okay, next one, crouch cancel down 2. So neutral on hit, can counter hit confirm to end string, negative 12 on block, hits OTG. Now, important thing, I say crouch cancel. The reason for that is you do an up forward 1, you recover crouching. So the only way to do this is to crouch cancel into down 2, okay? Alright, so look at the options. So if they go back, it doesn't hit. They stand up, it's a 50-50. If they block low, you get blocked. If they stand up normally, then you can get punished. But it's not that unsafe. So the risk reward is still okay there, I guess. Not that it's very rewarding, the move itself. Front roll, because of the nerfed Oki in Tekken 7, doesn't launch. Side roll left, doesn't work either. Side roll right, doesn't work. What about wake up mid kick? Beats it. You get a counter hit there, so if you're good at confirming, it's difficult, you can confirm and get the down 2-3. Beats the low kick too. What about the recovery kick? We know it's faster. Oh, what do you know? Looks like it makes it whiff. So it beats the recovery kick. What about spring attack? Goes under the spring attack. Now that's pretty range specific there, so that won't work all the time. But it does outright beat the spring kick. Nina's hurt box goes low, and it beats it. Okay, another crouch cancel at the quarter circle forward 2. We know this hits OTG, 20 frame mid, knocks down on hit, and it's safe on block. Sounds like a good option. So let's have a look. So wake up backward. So that's the move there. Once again, showing that you have to crouch cancel to get that to work. Okay, so if they wake up backward, it's a 50-50. They have to guess, because it reaches, they have to guess between it being a mid or a low. If they stand up, if they're crouching, once again it hits. If they're stand guarding, it's not going to hit. They're going to block it. But it's safe. Okay, front roll. Sorry, front roll now. So it beats front roll. Everything beats front roll, guys. Never front roll if you're on the ground. Okay, side roll left doesn't work. Side roll right doesn't work. They'll wake up mid. Loses to wake up mid. Loses to get up low. That recovery kick. Oh, beats recovery kick. Because of that side step or the crouch cancel. Spring attack. It beats. Pretty clean. The hitbox is just better. Okay, now full crouch down forward 4. This is a very common one. Knockdown on hit, launch on counter hit. But it's very unsafe. This is one I didn't mention earlier. It does OTG. So you can do it as sort of a quarter circle forward motion, or you can do it while crouching, just holding down forward and pressing forward. because up forward 1 recovers crouching, you just hold down forward and press forward. So standing up, it becomes, back roll or stand up, it's a 50-50. But if they crouch, you're going to take a lot of damage. Once again, if they do a front roll, surprise, surprise, it wins. Now what about the side rolls? Catch his side roll left. Catch his side roll right. Mid kick. Counter hit launches. The low kick. Counter hit launches. The recovery kick. It loses. They don't get much off that. Spring kick. It beats. That's looking pretty good, isn't it? I mean, it beats most of the options, but the ones it loses to, crouching low, it loses bad. Okay, now the throws. I mean, this is forcing them into a guessing game with the throw. The catch here is they have to be standing. So if they're doing anything that forces their character to be crouching, the character won't connect. And you're just standing there looking like a goof. Okay, so if they go backward, it doesn't connect at all, it just whips. If they stand up, it works. You can do more than that throw, of course. You can do a 1 break, a 1+2, or a 2 break. Just demonstrating 1+2 because I can. Forward roll, it loses. There we go. Forward roll finally beats something, guys. Finally beats something. Side roll. Of course not. They're not standing. They're on the ground, guys. Don't do a throw if they're on the ground. Unless you've got a ground throw. What about wake up mid kick? So dash throw. Look at that. Beats wake up mid kick. Wake up low kick though. Like I said, they've got to be standing. Wake up low kick, just going to go under it. Surprise, surprise, recovery. Not going to work. And spring attack, I mean, they're airborne for spring attack. Maybe if I was a king it would work, but no, it looks way too slow. The next thing I want to talk about is character specific options. First one I'm talking about are called the dive. So Claudio, Miguel, Paul, Steve and Yoshimitsu have this. When they try and do a spring attack, it looks quite different, you'll notice. You'll see it right here. Now, the scary thing about this is if you just stand there and block, this move is actually +10 on block, so it floats with a jab, and they get a full juggle. So what can we do to get around it? Clearly we can't just stand there and do nothing, because we get launched. Sidestepping makes it whiff, which is pretty good to know, but look how far away they are. We don't get anything from that, they get out of our pressure for free. Up forward 1 beats it, which is very good to know. Not much damage, not a great reward, but you know, it's still, it's ongoing pressure. It's something you can think about against these characters. Forward 3 also beats it. So from what you can see, the aggressive options work very well. Now, something to take note of here is the down 2. So if you do a crouch cancel down 2, you float. That's very important to keep in mind because it's usually a low risk, low reward, but suddenly it's become a low risk, high reward. Up forward 4 completely whiffs, you're forced to block, you get launched. That's not a good option to use there. Also, it's a slow move. So as you can see, you can actually interrupt it. If you see the start of the animation, do something that floats them, and you'll get a juggle. Pretty easy to do, as long as you can see it coming. Now the next type of move I want to talk about is what I call the twist. So both Eddie and King have this option. They sort of twist and spin around and they end up back turned in front of you. So if you have a look here at King doing it, you'll see how he twists around and ends up back turned. This makes it not too threatening because you block it and you get a back turn punish. You can also sidewalk it and you can still get a back turn punish. As you can see, up forward 1 doesn't work, neither does up forward 4, but forward 3 will trade. It's good to know. Crouch cancel down 2, however, also loses. Alright, the next type I want to talk about is the sit. So Jack, the Bears, and Yoshimitsu all have different versions of this, with different follow-ups afterwards, but in this situation they all work the same. So that's the idea, that's Yoshimitsu that goes into his meditation stance. As you can see there, by sidewalking it, you can still get hit by Yoshimitsu's moves. That's Yoshi specific, but it just shows that it's probably not the best option to use against any of them. But this move's pretty slow. Up forward 1 loses, it whiffs. And I know Jack and the Bears get a punish from that actually. Forward 3 will hit, that's guaranteed. But here's an interesting one. Crouch cancel down 2, floats for a juggle. Just like we saw with the dive option before. Okay, now Elisa has her own specific one where she flies up. You'll see this, she flies up and then she can do a kick out of it. Puts her into an airborne stance while she does it. So you can see there, up forward 1 beats it. Forward 3 also beats it. Crouch cancel down 2 completely whiffs. Now the thing about this is, she gets the free kick. So I mentioned the kick before, guaranteed. You can sidestep, and hey look, she's back turned. If you're quick enough, you can get a back turn punish there. Okay, the next one is Deviljin's up 3+4. Looks a bit janky in my opinion, but he essentially flies up into his flying stance, and then he can do any of his moves from that. So, I mean, he can do his laser, and that's probably the only thing that's going to reach if you stand still. You can sidewalk things, they'll whiff. But what else can we do? What about our aggressive options? So up forward 1 loses, but as you see just then, you can still block it. You can still stand and block the follow-up. Likewise, if you do a crouch cancel down 2. Likewise, if you do an up forward 4. So, I mean, this isn't seeming like a great aggressive tool for Deviljin, but it is getting him out of the pressure, isn't it? So it changes Aoki a little bit. Yeah, so standing still, like I said before, things whiff. So that way you can get a whiff punish. Forward 3 beats it clean though. Okay, the next one is Feng's special Kung Fu get up. So it looks kind of like one of those like Bruce Lee get up kick things. It's got a pretty small hitbox, or at least it doesn't have much range. Maybe it does have a large hitbox. Sorry, wrong term. Around him, the hitbox is very active. So if you're close, you get hit. See? And that can launch for a juggle. Time it right, and you can whiff punish just by standing there. Sidestep, you can also whiff punish. Up forward 1 beats it. Up forward 4 whiffs, because it doesn't reach far enough. Forward 3 beats it. Crouch cancel down 2 whiffs. So that's very important to take note of. Okay, almost there guys. This is the last thing that I want to talk about. So if you look on the screen, you'll see an up forward 1 Oki chart that I've made related to this video. So it shows everything we've talked about except for the character specific options. Along the x-axis, you can see everything that the opponent can do after being hit by an up forward 1 airborne. Along the y-axis, you'll see everything that we tried in this video after you've hit an opponent with an up forward 1 airborne. So the ticks show a situation where Nina wins. The equals show a situation where both characters come out even, whether they both take damage or neither take damage. The cross shows situations where Nina loses, and the 50-50 shows situations where Nina puts the opponent into a 50-50, usually between a mid or a low, but when it comes to throw, it's between the different throw breaks. Of course, yeah, that's technically a 33-33-33, isn't it? Anyway, I won't bore you too much with this chart, but just having a bit of a look at it, you can see that the passive options, such as standing still and sidewalking, they're pretty low risk. It's either an even trade, or Nina wins with the situation, because she can react and whiff punish. When you get to the more aggressive options, you can see things such as forward 3, which besides the recovery kick, which is a pretty low punish, it either wins, trades with the rolls, or puts them into a 50-50. Full crouch down forward 4 looks particularly good there, but I do need to point out that when it comes to a 50-50, if they react accordingly, it can be very badly punished. So it is quite high risk there, although it covers most options. Alright, I'll leave you to interpret the rest of that chart yourself. Any questions? Don't hesitate to put them in the comment section. You can also follow me on Twitter at @afriendlytree, and I'm happy to discuss more tech there. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you like this content. Is this the sort of thing you'd like me to keep releasing? As long as you guys are enjoying it, I'm going to keep making it, okay? So thank you for your support, please keep watching, and stay tuned for more content. See you all later.